Hey, this is Adam with ClearCard. I just want to show you a few new features around reimbursements. And more specifically, our view of this is really to just give you a configurable form that you can build, capture data, put that through an approval process, and pay that. So that could be a reimbursement of an employee. It could be a reimbursement request from a volunteer if you're a nonprofit. It could be something you use to capture a payment request or an invoice from a vendor. But what we've done is we've set up these forms that you can set up, and then that's out on a public link that's available that you can make public and for folks to submit their requests. And so we're going to look at one here quickly. This is just all the things you can configure on it. You can give it a different name, different descriptions, different titles. You can add a fixed mileage rate for this form. And then there's a few optional fields. And then, of course, all of your accounting data on the line items of the request. So it will look a bit like a reimbursement, a classic reimbursement request with line items and receipt capture, et cetera. And then you can also build sort of custom approvals for each of these forms. So you can, we've got different approval rules you can build, and you can assign that to different forms as well. And then, of course, you can make it so that the person submitting the request can decide what the right approval rule is for that form. And so if we go in here, and you can just copy the link, and I'll show you quickly what that looks like. I go in here, and we'll call it Jim Jacobs submitting a request or a reimbursement for a marketing event. Say today's date to the marketing department for approval. We could say event cost, event fee for $1,200. And then we can add a mileage line item. So mileage to event. And we could say it was a 100-mile drive, say. And so that calculates that based on that fixed mileage rate. You can obviously add all your attachments for those line items as well and submit that request. And that gets submitted to that configured approval rule for the marketing department. And so we'll quickly show you what that looks like. And so that comes in back here as a user. That will come centrally to whoever you have as what we call the assignee. So this is just basically like a reviewer for that marketing department. They could say, oh yeah, we've got Jim Jacobs already set up for reimbursements. We'll pay this next week, and we'll go ahead and classify this with the right accounting data that we think applies, and we can submit that for approval. And then that gets submitted. And then I listed Ironman is also the first approver, just so you can see that. And then when in the approvals here, if we just go over, you'll see this in your bill approvals. We can see that that's there ready for approval. You can see the approval chain that's going to happen here, and you can add comments where everyone can see that, and that goes ahead and goes through an approval process. And then once that's fully approved, that just kicks over as an already approved bill in your bill pay dashboard. And so you see approved bills come in here that it's a simplified bill and it is ready to pay based on the dates that you set up. And so it's pretty simple. It's configurable intake form that can go through a custom approval process and then pay via the way you have that payee set up. So thanks for watching.